In today's video, we'll be experiencing the greatest game in American sports, Army versus Navy. We'll be showing you why many people call this the best rivalry in college football.
Stop showing off, go back on your boats.
This is our national championship.
Right.
It's the only game where everyone on the field is willing to die for everyone in the stands.
From the marathon runs to the prisoner exchange to seeing who sings last, the traditions are endless. But first, it's important to go back in time to truly understand what makes this game more special than the rest. Navy first began playing football in 1879. Then, in 1888, a man by the name of Dennis Mikey wanted Army to put together a team but was receiving pushback from the academic board. Smartly, he told Navy to challenge Army to a football game and then use that challenge as a way to convince the board that Army must protect their honor. Thus, the rivalry was born in between the white lines as Navy won the inaugural game 24-0 in 1890. Since then, the rivalry game has been played 124 times with Navy leading 62-54 and 7 ties. Before we begin this video, I just want to say a major thank you to all the servicemen and women around the country and around the world for doing what you do. With that being said, we're at the American game. This is Snapback Experiences, our journey to find the best sports experience in the world. All right, we have just arrived. I'm so fired up. Where do you think this is gonna land? Could this be #1 all time?
So I think it may land top of Snapback Saturday's ranking. I just think Derby and Munich are never gonna be topped. Could it go top 3 all time in Snapback Experiences?
Okay, all right, let's go talk to some fans, hear about the rivalry, and understand what it's all about. We're neutrals, because, you know, we didn't go to either.
Where are you guys from?
We're from Baltimore.
Okay.
So pitch me on Navy.
Annapolis, Maryland. All we do is crabs and football.
Crab cakes and football. That's what Maryland does. Some people call it the Army-Navy game. It's just the Army game, okay? It's just the Army game. We don't need to say the N-word around here.
And we've been playing Army for now like over 100 years.
Yeah.
And how many times have we won that game?
64.
Exactly. More than they have, correct?
That's correct.
Yeah, so I don't have to pitch you on Navy any more than the statistics do for themselves.
But 5 of the last 6, I believe.
Oh, and boy, do I know that well. We went 1-3 in my 4 years. Not a fun time.
Army's gonna bring it today. Weather's beautiful. We got Bryson Daly, should have been the Heisman candidate.
Blake Horvath is an incredible passer and rusher himself. Bryson Daly sits out games just for fun, from what I've heard. He doesn't have a heart.
How do you feel about Navy?
Hate him. Hate him.
There's 3 teams that I hate the most in order: Army, Duke, and Notre Dame. The pompousness of those fan bases, nobody likes them.
All I'll say is, thank you for your service. But today doesn't matter.
From what we've read, of course there's a respect, but like, do you really just hate them that much?
Yeah, I think there's a respect in anybody that served.
It's 364 days a year. We are one team.
Yeah.
But this one day is where we drop all that rank, we drop all that respect, and we put it out all on the field.
People who have served in that like true highest level capacity, I mean, you're looking at the Army.
Get your uniforms off in bars. Stop showing off. Go back on your boats. Get out to sea. Army football is going to be driving down all day.
We love them and respect, and this game means nothing on paper. It's just a sold out 80,000, 90,000 person crowd because of like the rivalry and what it means to the people who are in the stadium. Yeah. This is our national championship.
Right.
It's the only game where everyone on the field is willing to die for everyone in the stands. And that's the craziest part about it. You'll never have an experience like this. I go to Penn State, but I work in Navy in the summers. My family works there. I mean, I've been to all the Penn States, the whiteouts, all of them. Nothing beats this one. The atmosphere, everything around it. Where are you going to see a tank in the parking lot before a game?
So I go to Tennessee, you know, been to those SEC big games, Bama, Florida, Kentucky. Yeah. This game doesn't compare to it, just the tradition behind it, you know, the flyovers, the cadets and the midshipmen coming in, formation, and just like you said, the tanks and the helicopters. There's a lot of history behind it, and I think it just makes one of these like the best rivalry game you could possibly go to.
We were at Neyland for Tennessee-Florida walk-off. I was pretty lit, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Maybe a little more lit than the whiteout, I was just saying. Is it a misconception that there will be a bunch of sober people in the stadium?
Who's sober, bro? Who's sober? We've been out here since 8 a.m. driving it. Just like the Army team. Let's go. Big Black D, Big Black Knights. Let's go, Army!
All right, right, early thoughts are that my preconceived notions of what this game was like are nothing like I originally thought. The traditions, the pageantry, that's all to come. But they do not like each other.
Hate each other.
They are definitely partying and having a good time.
And talking about each other.
And talking shit. I think it's an awesome environment.
It also is interesting that every year this is their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So it never loses its importance.
Oh, yeah.
After talking to the fans, who do you got?
Who are you going with?
I'm going to take Army with the points.
Really?
I think they're,
all right, that
I
locks
think
me
they're
in.
way better.
Go Navy, beat Army. I believe that the record and the ranking and the AAC championship are throwing people off, and Navy is just as good. This is a coin flip game, and I'm gonna go with the dog.
All right, time to head inside.
I'm jamming.
Unless I missed it at Tennessee, I don't think you get a gospel choir anywhere else in
You
college
do not
football.
get a gospel choir. So the Army-Navy game has been played at a neutral site every year but 3 since 1899 because neither academy has a big enough stadium to host a sold-out 80,000 person crowd. Well, we're at the Washington Commanders Stadium, which a lot of people don't feel great about.
That's sewage.
But
That's putting it very nicely.
let's just hope it doesn't impact the score. We've been here since the new ownership took over. It's been great. We're not going to show you food today because that's not unique, but here's a look at, the team store behind us. And it'll be in Baltimore next year, which is one of our favorite places, obviously, as Ravens fans. Right here, we've got the USAA kind of setup, which I think is really cool. So they do bring something unique to each stadium.
Throwing competition.
That's fair. I needed a warm up first.
Shit is so fucking slight. Yeah, I can keep going.
I only threw
I do
two.
it for fun. Yeah, one more. I mean, just for the people. Oh, all right, cut that.
One other really interesting fact is that there's a rivalry within the rivalry. Every single year, they design the uniform specific to that game. So Casey and I are about to determine who the winner is. Even with it being Nike, I don't like the splatter, so I'm gonna go with Navy. Who are you going with?
He just said a lot of words when it's just one word, Army. The spade on the helmet? That is
Oh, I didn't see the spade.
What was that?
I didn't. What
How
do you
does
mean?
that camera work?
That's
You're
true.
showing nothing.
You don't like the bones on
The bones are cool, but the spade, I'm going Army every day. I think it's actually by a significant landslide. Like, what is it, just arrows that are on their shoulders? What are those?
All right, now you're just hating on our troops.
Don't do that. For sale or no?
No free plugs to Chevrolet, but could I actually buy one of these? You guys know I'm moving to Florida, right? I would love to be whipping the TP 42 PSI. Holy shit. Look at this thing. It's a boat.
Is that a turret?
Bro plays COD one time.
I don't even know what that
Please be
means.
respectful.
What does that mean, be respectful?
Be disrespectful to the truth.
How?
This is what happens if you don't subscribe. We hit this. Okay, I'm gonna leave all that stuff to the professionals. Our job is to show you guys what this experience is like. Let's go get in our seats. Let's have an incredible game. Go Navy, beat
I
Army.
was fired up for. From what I've heard, the flyover is going to be
Flyover.
insane.
It's gonna be chills. I can't wait. I might even take off my jacket to show you guys the chills.
Well, then it would just be from being cold.
No, I don't think you get chills from being cold. You just get hard nips.
You might be the dumbest person I know.
We've made it to the seats. I now know I'm rooting for Navy, but now it's time for you guys to decide who you are going to be rooting for in the college football playoff. That's because we are doing an all expenses paid flights, hotel, game ticket. We're giving away merch. We're giving away AirPod Maxes, all of that to one of you subscribers. All you have to do, go to the link in the description. It's completely free to enter and put in who you think is going to end up in the national championship game. If you're seeing this video, you're going to have 3 chances to do it. One before the first round, one before the second round, one before the third round. And then I will be bringing one of you to sit with me, Casey, and Tim at the championship game. Now, let's watch the football game. That's crazy. So that is the marathon runs we were talking about. They ran a marathon with the game balls, and here they go to present them.
That's electric.
That was pretty cool.
So they do prisoner exchange, where they go to each other's service academies, do a semester abroad, although it's not abroad, it's just to the other school. And then they run back to their school the day of. Pretty cool. game's about to start. Thoughts on the fans and atmosphere so far and all the pageantry?
The pageantry is incredible. President in the building. I mean, what else could you ask for? I mean, they've been bouncing for 2 minutes now. Ooh. Uh-oh, out of bounds. All right, Snapback Saturdays are underway. Option out of the
First
triple.
play, we may be throwing.
No, we're running.
And we're running. Setting the over under at 8.5 plays, so we got to throw. Are you taking the over or the under?
I'll take the under.
All right, we're 1 down.
Again, wants to throw a screen to the right. Got it to Teska. Teska with a convoy in front. Big play all the way down. Inside the 20.
They're down to the 20.
Horvath, airborne.
Touchdown, Navy. The midshipmen get on the board first.
Daly wants to throw, waiting long and throwing an interception. Waited too long.
That's why they got to keep the ball on the ground.
The key to this game is very simple. Stay ahead of the stick so you don't have to throw. That throw is ugly. People are telling me he's a Heisman candidate. Okay.
You're hating. You're
Yeah.
hating on our troops.
He's probably a great troop, bad quarterback. Sorry.
Blitz off the corner. And Horvath lobs one wide open touchdown.
What a play call. Who is the offensive coordinators in this baggage?
Yeah, get him to Ohio State.
Pageantry, baggage. Ooh.
Navy with a blitz. There's a jump pass. Got his man. Got the touchdown.
Double or nothing from the football.
Look at her, bro.
All you have to do is
Not
punch the
Bill
thing.
like Frank, Benny, Kim, Winston.
Manny. No,
That's
one
it?
try.
It's too cold.
518.
Oh, that was terrible.
That didn't feel good. All right, 481.
You didn't punch it. That's cheating. That was actual cheating.
Dub.
You hit it with your.
No, I didn't. That was clear fist. Another L. Add it to your list.
I mean, you cheated.
Dub.
We'll watch the tape.
Dub.
It's whatever.
All right, halftime update. It's getting chilly as the sun goes down. Picked up a little America's Game hat. Get the back as well. Get the back. A little bit more context on the rivalry. Probably the most important game that was ever played was in 1944, in the middle of World War II. Both of these teams were 1 and 2 in the country. They were meeting up, and Franklin Roosevelt decided this game, the tickets, they're going to war bonds, and the crowd collectively raised $58 million for all the people at war during World War II. Just a really cool factoid to the history and the lore of this rivalry.
So you've had 3 years now.
Yep.
What's your level of hatred towards the other side?
Oh man, so my dad went to West Point, so I grew up hating Navy. So it's been 21 years brewing deep inside my heart, and now being a West Pointer, it's multiplied infinitely.
And you're down at halftime.
We're not looking great. We had a great season up to this point, but we got to step it up in the second half for sure.
Would you trade the 13 wins for this win?
Absolutely.
Like if you went 1 and 14, but you won this game.
Absolutely, 100%. This is our Super Bowl. This is everything to us.
You feel confident though in a comeback?
I do.
All right, and can you teach me like one line from the alma mater in case we're singing second?
We'll just go with the first one.
Okay.
All hail alma mater, dear.
All hail alma mater.
And it gets like real slow.
Okay.
All hail alma mater, dear.
Okay.
You'll pick it up.
All right.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate it.
In to try a field goal of 39 yards. Kick out of the way, and he got it. Straight drop. Throw is wide open, complete to the guy Gary's been calling for. Hiding right down the sideline. This will be a touchdown.
That was insane.
Daly throws to the end zone again into traffic. And it's perfect. And it's a fake, and it's wide open. First down, and the ball came out at the end, but Navy's got it.
What a fake. With the big fella.
The play call of the day.
Who has it?
Big
Who has it?
fella fake.
Third and goal. Horvath airborne for the second time.
Touchdown.
They are lit in the Navy student section.
31-13. Navy is yelling overrated at the Army boys. This is almost disrespectful to their fellow troops.
I was rooting for Navy today, just remember that.
Yes, so this is the final tradition of the game. The winner sings the alma mater second, and the loser unfortunately goes first, so Army is up. To the studio and give this a rating.
We've made it back to the studio, and it's time to give our Snapback experience score of America's game. Fans and atmosphere got a 6.8. We've talked about this split crowd that you get. Sometimes it can be a great thing at the Red River rivalry. Here, I actually didn't think it was that good. I think the cadets and the midshipmen are easily the most lit, and maybe if we were closer to them, this score would be higher. But the fan section we were sitting in, which was mostly Army, was very mellow. But the atmosphere of it all, the pageantry, as we touched on a lot, was very exciting, especially before the game started.
Our food category gets a 6. Now, we've eaten at the Commander Stadium before in the club section, and we've had these crab egg rolls, which ranked way higher. On Saturday, we just had the standard chicken tenders. They were stadium tenders. They have pizzas. They have other items. The theme of this is going to be the Army-Navy game rating, I think, is going to fluctuate based on what stadium the game is played at. So for the next category, the uniqueness gets an 8.1. This game is played every single year, but the uniqueness of it is pretty crazy. Donald Trump in attendance.
Ranked Army squad.
So much cool stuff going into this game, and it just had to get the rating up.
Our final category gets a 4.5. I think to Jack's point, this is a huge discrepancy depending on where the game is and how it goes. The gameplay, I would say, for an Army-Navy game was probably above average. There were a good amount of points scored, the over cash, but you get the Commander Stadium and Landover, Maryland, which is always going to sink that final category. We talked to a lot of people who said Philly is easily #1 place to have this game, and then Baltimore is a close #2, with Landover, Maryland, DC being a far third. So we may have to do this experience again and give it its proper rating at the link.
With that being said, our final ranking for the Army-Navy game is a 6.07. It came in right under a Philadelphia Phillies game, came tied with a Bucks game, right above a Los Angeles Rams game. We're pretty bummed with this score, we're not gonna lie. We wanted to inflate it because we respect the troops and everything that the military has done for us, putting their lives on the line, as we've talked about throughout the video. But we're not gonna fake it.
Never.
It was underwhelming.
Very.
You were out there for the chopper coming over. You were out there for the national anthem. I felt like the coolest part of the game, bar none, was the team who sings last. Yeah. They're over there, and then the second that song ends, they sprint over, go crazy. That was awesome.
I think Philly-Baltimore gets it up. I don't think it's ever going to meet expectations that we were described as. Like, we were talking about this. We teased it. The stakes at the beginning were, could this be the greatest Snapback experience score of all time? It genuinely was not even close, and for that reason, I don't think Philly and Baltimore would bring it up enough.
But would you recommend going?
I recommend going once. You can tell how much it means to people who have family, who served in the Army or the Navy, or they themselves have been in the Army and the Navy. It means more to them. I respect it for them. For us, for a casual, go once, you get the experience, watch it on your couch. But now it is finally playoff time in college football, and the Snapback Saturdays tour is far from over. We have so much insane content coming, so hit the subscribe button, as we will be touring the entire United States to find out which is the best playoff game in this new 12-team format.
And one more shout out to the troops. Appreciate all your service.
Love.